Hello everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Hi, hello, welcome to a little Thursday vlog. I thought it would be kind of fun today to do a evening of my life type of situation while I try and finish a book, start to finish a book all in one sitting. And I'm feeling a little sci-fi, and I'm feeling a little bit of a new release sci-fi that's come out recently. So I have two options. One of them is quite large, and one of them is probably a little bit more reasonable. One of them's a library book, one of them's off my physical TBR. These are my two options for tonight. So we have Matt Dinniman's Operation Bounce House, which this is the author who wrote the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I'm interested to see what his writing is all about. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. I don't know. I have been holding off reading the Dungeon Crawler Carl series because it's either going to be something that I absolutely eat up and become obsessed with, or I'm gonna hate it. There's no in between. It's either going to me, from what I've heard, it's incredibly addictive, super easy to read, and amazing, or incredibly misogynistic and kind of the worst. There's no in between for that man's series. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna see with his new release that is not related to Dungeon Crawler Carl at all. It's a sci-fi. It sounds kind of interesting and kind of fun. I don't know. This is an option. It just says what happens when you become your planet's final boss. I don't know. I also am always concerned about when straight white men write books. That's just in general. Am I the only one who's just gently concerned all the time? Listen, okay? Do I know if he's actually straight? I don't know, but he's from Washington. He's a musician. Vibes give off straight white men. So that's a possibility. Or we go with the queer read by Sierra Baranam called Love Galaxy. This is book one of a new series. It is I don't know. I've heard it's space thrillery, fun antics, reality TV show vibes. I don't know. It's gonna be between these two. I do have a couple more things I need to do at work today before I sign off officially. I have tomorrow off. I'm so excited. I've taken it off. 4-day weekend. Much needed. So I'm not too worried if this takes me all night to do, but I'm kind of leaning towards this one because 1, it's queer, 2, it's on my actual physical TBR, and 3, it's shorter. We're just gonna see. We're gonna see what the vibes are in a little bit. Those are my two options for today. Very, very fun. I do want to read them no matter what. Both of these no matter what. I'm in a sci-fi mood. I did wash my hair today for the first time in a long time because this week was just a lot of me running out of time, because if you have curly hair, you know how long it takes to fucking do a wash day. And I just kept running out of time. It would be suddenly 2 p.m. and I'd be like, fuck, I can't wash my hair again today because I have to go teach at 4. And there ain't no way this is going to be dry and ready to go by 4 if I wash it at 2 p.m. You know what I mean? It's a whole time. So that's why I'm here. Anyways, it's going to be a good evening. I have no plans this evening. I did message somebody on Facebook Marketplace because I saw a pair of really cutie Birkenstocks that are in my size. So if they say it's still available, I might go run and get that. But otherwise, it's just you and me, and potentially a lot of Skyrim on my Switch as we read one of these, you know? So I'm excited for both of these. It is genuinely something that I'm just oh, I want to get in my sci-fi era right now because I'm itching for something a little different. I'm itching for something a little bit more, I don't know. I don't know. I do have a goal also this year to read 25 sci-fi books, and I have a stack of them that I would really like to do for another TBR side quest. So maybe today will be that kickoff of a new TBR side quest, reading all sorts of sci-fi books kind of thing, which could be very helpful because I do believe I have 2 series that I could be finishing in that stack, which would be delectable. But anyways, welcome to this little Thursday vlog. I'm so happy you're here. Let's do a little bit of work first and get this thing started. It's kind of hard to see, but it's grainy gray. We're apparently getting a dust storm this evening, and it's already kind of rolling in. The camera's not really picking it up, but I literally texted my boss who sent me this information, and then I looked outside and I was like, oh my god. I texted her and I was like, is this what it was like to live in the frontier times in Canada? Because apparently it was very dusty in the prairies back then. It's just usually not anymore, but dust storm? Don't like that.
spooky? Are you being spooky?
Oh my god, okay friends, I'm on page 175, 176. I'm starting, well technically 178 because 176 is blank. I'm starting chapter 22. Something just happened and I was sitting here, I was just like, I had no idea this book was gonna go there. I was expecting this to be just kind of a funny, like mostly lighthearted, but like kind of tackling some interesting like dynamics about like the same kind of themes that you would see in like the Hunger Games, right? With like the capital being so rich and opulent and then everyone else like kind of struggling, especially where our main character's from. Girlie just found a dead body and I'm like, what do you mean this is also a murder mystery? What's happening? So this far into the book, I'm bamboozled. Like I was genuinely really enjoying this as it was with the two POVs, because we have the main character's POV with Temmie, who is our character from like the far off reaches of some really, really, you know, kind of crappy planet where it's like it's a luxury to just breathe, right? Because the air literally damages lungs. And then our other POV is this princess who's one of the two that are part of like this bachelor-esque dating show. It's her and her twin brother who are finding their match or whatever on this dating show, and Temmie gets low-key roped into being on this dating show when these two heirs, these royal heirs, come to her planet and she has an accidental run-in with them, doesn't realize who they are, and they're like interrupting her job. So she like cusses them out and then calls the princess a narcissist. It's caught on camera because of course it is. And then she's like, well, fuck. She gets roped into being part of this dating show also because she like wants, she'll do anything to like protect her family and her brother, who is physically disabled due to an incredibly terrible accident, and her mother, who is like on her last legs, like so sick. She will do anything to protect them. And because of that, she gets like, the princess is basically like, if you come on the show and are like, because my brother like has taking a liking to you, basically, because she's like very, you know, real and doesn't, you know, says it how it is, basically. Spy, our princess, she basically is like, I will pay you 1 million credits if you get to the final 8, and then I'll give you another 1 million if you make it to the final, like choosing kind of a thing, like the final 4, but like you have to go for my brother. I'm doing this for my brother, essentially. And they set up her mom when she leaves with like expert medical care, and they like pay off her rent or whatever, so they're no longer gonna be evicted or anything like that. So we have this like, she's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. And then we get this like moment of Temmie having to basically undergo like a makeover, essentially, right? Because like of course you gotta have the makeover to like bring her closer to the standards of the capital or whatever the fuck it would be in this one, right? The empire, or I think it's called the Expan. Like it's like a shortened word for the expanse. The Expan is like, it's the capital in this one. I'm only gonna use the Hunger Games as a comparison for this because it's really working. But we have just the most interesting, like, it definitely feels so much more stressed than I anticipated it feeling, because Temmie is so uncomfortable with being here. Like, she's so out of her depth and she hates it so much. But she's also like, she's not super naive, but anytime she's caught in these moments where it's brand new to her, like being on this world and seeing greenery and life and birds, like she's never seen this before. So she's genuinely like being caught looking kind of like a child almost in her like awe of this stuff. And I'm just like, oh, she's gonna get herself so fucked up with what she's saying and what she's doing. Like she's been gone through like a rigorous training for 2 weeks to like try and be more diplomatic and not like herself. And like the number one thing is like, you don't swear on this show, like you don't cuss. And she's, the fucking first thing she says is fuck. And I'm just like, you know what? Yeah. Let's go. So I'm really liking this so far. It is so much fun. We already have so much tension between our two main characters, and despite the fact that Temmie is there for Nikki, Spy's brother, Spy and Temmie, like they're so delicious. Like it's this like almost enemies to lovers vibe, but in the way of like annoyance, and I'm like, I don't fucking like her, why am I so attracted to her kind of a vibe, right? So I wouldn't say like definite enemies to lovers, because no, but there are vibes. And there's a scene that I just read where Temmie rips her dress and like exposes, like she has a long slit in the dress, but she exposes her other side, and it's like, it's extremely revealing. And then after this whole scene or whatever, the princess messages her and is like, I'll meet you in the bathroom. And it's this moment of like, she pins Temmie's dress back together, and this princess is on her knees in front of Temmie, and it's like, the tension is wacky. Like you can hear Temmie's breath like catching, and it's like, this is so hot. Okay, this is very hot. I'm thriving. This is very fun. And now we have a dead body. Where the fuck is this gonna go? So I'm gonna keep going. It is 10 after 10. I don't know when I'm gonna finish this tonight. I really hope I can, but I think I'm gonna try call it at like at least 12:30 so that I have time to edit this vlog real fast and get it up for you guys. But I don't mind. I do have tomorrow off of work, so totally okay. But today so far I have finished work, of course, and then I made dinner. Because we have this weird dust storm, I can't have my windows open, and like literally guys, the sky turned sepia. Like we were descending into a sepia tone, which was not fun. Love that. It's so fucking windy today too. I think that, like, it blew in the dust essentially. And like, listen, okay, the Canadian prairies get a weird rap where people think it's dry and dusty and awful. But like my entire life, we've never had a dry summer. It is always humid as shit. And so I'm like, this is wacky. Having like the dust and shit, we're back in the 30s. This is crazy. We have dry winters, I will say. Very like just humid summers, like fucking atrocious. But so this is weird. I don't like this. But yeah, since I've had to have my windows closed, I did have to turn my air on every once in a while because it was just so hot in here. And I didn't want to cook properly today because I already baked a loaf of sourdough. Fun fact that I didn't share. But the past 2-3 weeks, my sourdough has been going off. Like the starter has been going off, and I was like, the fuck? Like it started smelling cheesy. There was a little bit of mold on the rim of my glasses that I've been using, which is weird because like it shouldn't develop that quickly because I was swapping out glasses every time. So I was panicking that I had killed my starter because it also wasn't rising for a little bit there, and I was like, fuck. So I like started feeding it more. We're back. She's tasty as shit. She's lively. She's bubbling. She's rising. So happy about that. So I made a loaf of bread yesterday, baked it today. And then I made another loaf of bread because I would like to bring it to my friend because she just had a procedure done, and I would like to bring her some bread. I'm gonna text her tomorrow because I have the day off, and I think she's at home, like she's taking the week off or whatever. I'm gonna bring her some sourdough bread and I might bring her a coffee or something to like interrupt her day. Just be like, hey, I'm coming over. Just like to drop some off, and I have a lot of errands to run tomorrow, but I also am doing that, and my timer to go do more stretch and folds is going off on my wrist, so I'm gonna keep this a little brief. But that has been my night. I have not even picked up my Switch once tonight because I'm so into this. So we love that. But yes, my Switch is right here. Don't worry about it. And my baby's right there. And I have a little bit of ice cream right here. And it's very tasty. So I'm gonna go do my stretch and folds and continue reading this utterly delightful book. I don't know where we're gonna go from here. This is gonna be crazy. I'm so ready. Hold on. Before we talk about the book, you need to witness this.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Pretty baby. Pretty baby. What are you doing? What are you doing?
All right, my friends, we're doing this sans little mic. It's over there. I apologize for the room noise. I won't apologize for the cuteness of that clip though, because look at this bean.
You're so cute.
She's being such a sweetie tonight. I mean, when is she not just like the most sweet ever, you know? Anyways, my friends, I finished Love Galaxy, and holy shit, was that good! Oh my god. Low key, I'm like, was that a 5-star? I'm obsessed. I need the next one. It's, oh my God, that was so good. I had no idea where this book was going, as is evidenced by my reaction to the fact that there was suddenly a dead body. Like, did I read the flap? Does it say? Oh, when contestants start turning up dead. Hey, you know what? This is what happens when you go in blind to a book, just knowing like a basic premise, which all I knew of this one was that it was like a sapphic reality TV in space. That's literally the only thing I knew about this book going in. And I ate this shit up. I'm not a fan of reality TV myself. I like the concept of it because I think it scratches an itch in people's brains that we need. We need to see these people who think they're above everything else, or like are treated as above everything else, as in like some celebrities and stuff like that. Like, we need to see them being absolutely fucking ridiculous because it reminds us of how human we are in some weird way. You know what I mean? Like, but I've never really liked watching it. I don't get the appeal. I mean, I probably would if I started actually watching some of it, but it's not for me. And I don't think I've ever really loved reading about reality TV shows, but fuck, was this so good. It was like, it starts off being so like, okay, we're kind of in a dystopic world, not kind of, actually, in a dystopic sci-fi far future world, very, very far future world, where we have these like royals who go on a dating show to find their match, essentially, like who they're gonna marry. And it's like people, like one person from every single system in the galaxy or something like that. So I'm like, okay, this is kind of fun, kind of kooky, kind of like, oh, it's gonna be filled with drama, you know? And the tension immediately, because we have this setup of these two siblings who are the bachelor and bachelorette kind of a thing, two twins. They have essentially like, what does Nick say? So we have Nikki and Spy, of course, but Nick says they have 6 per person and then another 12 for both of them. So it's like they have specific people who are brought in to be specifically for one of the twins, and then 12 of them who could be for either or. It was all women and a couple non-binary folks, I think. And they were all like, so our sister is gay, and then Nikki is straight, presumably. And then we have Temmie, who is found on this like outer reach planet, farthest from fucking far. And she is the first person from her planet to appear on this show. And she's basically is promised millions of dollars to go on the show because Spy realizes how much her brother actually quite likes Temmie and like needs this like realness that comes with Temmie, because like she immediately doesn't realize who they are and just treats them like people, kind of a thing. And he loves that. Like, he loves the realness of it, which honestly, valid when you're surrounded by a bunch of royals, right? And so we have this setup that Spy has asked Temmie to be on the show, paid her millions of dollars, and also is taking care of her mother's medical bills to convince her to be on the show, because Temmie does not want fucking anything to do with this, to be for her brother, only for Temmie and Spy to have the most delicious tension. I'm just, phenomenal setup. And then as we're getting through this, like, I won't spoil anything because genuinely I think this is just the most fun book to go in mainly blind. Like, mostly blind, just like mostly unaware of what's going on in this, because it's such a fun ride. So it starts off as like this bachelor in space, right? And then it starts getting like really politically driven, because like it becomes very clear that this is not just a dating show. This is not just a show to find love. This is politically driven. Like, obviously there's a lot at stake for these people, because the next like emperor is essentially trying to find his wife, right? Like, it's intense and insane. Holy shit, this was giving so much, like, I can only really say like the Hunger Games and Catching Fire. Like, it gave so much of that vibe. Not that it was a fight to the death, not that it was anything like that, no. It just was like the political kind of vibe of like, if you were reading the Hunger Games and Catching Fire from the point of view of like someone who's in love with one of the people in the arena. Kind of like President Snow's book, but nothing like that book at all, because he's a fucking dick and I don't like that book. But like, we have this dichotomy of these very unaligned people in how they were raised, right? And yet it's fascinating, and I cannot wait to see where this goes. Oh my god, I don't even think I got what I wanted to say out there, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just fucking amazing. Did I just read a 5-star? I think I just read a 5 fucking star. This was phenomenal. I loved this so much. That ending had me fucking reeling. I have no idea where we're going from here, but I'm so excited for the sequel. I am chomping at the bit for the sequel. And this like literally just came out. It like, fuck! Well, I don't know when we're getting the sequel, but I want it. Anyways, oh my god. It is now almost 1 a.m. So I definitely have to edit this vlog up and get it ready for you guys. But wow, what a good evening. I didn't really do much, but like I finished a book and it's a 5-star. Like I loved this book. I can't find anything wrong with it. I loved the tension. I loved the characters. I loved the world building. I loved the political vibe. I loved the drama. I loved the fucking reveals. I cannot wait to see where this goes. Oh, this was so good. Oh, this was so good. Oh my god. I highly recommend this. Low-key, I recommend this to everybody. Like, I don't even care if you don't love sci-fi, pick this up, because this is such a ride, and this could convince you to read more sci-fi because it is so good, and so the world building is so well done. Like, oh, it feels like I'm reading, like, this book would be so easily translated into something fantasy, like if this was just different factions in a world rather than different planets, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's a little bit of tech and stuff like that, but like, whatever, right? Like, it felt like really approachable tech, like drones and like cell phone like things that were a little bit more advanced and stuff like that, like things that they wore on their bodies, like that level of stuff. But like, oh, it was so good. Fucking phenomenal. I loved this. I loved this. I loved this. Dude, literally the quote on the back says, "Come for the reality dating show in space, stay for the murder and sapphic yearning." I literally did not read anything on this book before I started reading it, because that first dead body sent me for a turn. I was bamboozled. But this was so good. Okay. I'm gonna leave this here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on this random little Thursday where we found a fucking 5-star. Who knew? Sci-fi 5-star, sapphic, lovely amazingness. Oh my god. I'll catch you guys in another video very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.